In this session, we will discuss part 2 of common terminology pertaining to switching systems or network. So our discussion mainly deals with the various signaling tones that are required while migrating from manual exchanges to automatic exchanges, which we have discussed in our earlier session, that is in part 1. So there are 5 signaling conditions that are essentially required to indicate the status of the called number. These 5 important signaling conditions that are required while migrating from manual to automatic exchanges are as furnished below. First one, respond to the calling subscriber that system is ready to receive the identification of the called party. So the calling party should know the telephone exchange is ready to receive the information from him about the identity of the called party with whom he is intending to speak. So it indicates the readiness of the telephone exchange or the system or the network. The second one is inform the calling subscriber that the call is being established. So the calling party should know that call is processed by the telephone exchange and is likely to be connected to the called party. So you should know the status of the establishment of the call. Then the third requirement is ring the bell of the called party. So called party on dialing of his number by the calling party should get a ring from the telephone exchange. Then only either he can answer, rather you can say he will lift the telephone and respond to the calling party. The fourth requirement is to inform the calling subscriber if the called party is busy. Suppose if the called party is busy and he may be speaking with someone else. So the status of the called party or the busy condition of the called party should be indicated to the calling subscriber so that he can make or recall the called party after some time. The fifth one is inform the calling subscriber if the called party line is unobtainable for some reason, due to some technical reason. If the called party number cannot be accessed, so it should be indicated to the calling subscriber. These are the important signaling conditions that are required while migrating from manual exchanges to automatic exchanges. Let us try to understand different signaling tones that are essential for automatic exchanges. So first we will discuss signaling tone, that is about dial tone. The dial tone is a signaling tone which indicates that the exchange is ready to accept the dial digits from the subscriber. So the subscriber or the calling subscriber should know the exchange is ready or not. How he knows? So he will get what is known as dial tone, a tone in his receiver. As soon as he lifts his telephone, then only he can dial the digits of the called party. The called party number should be dialed only when the signal, that is dial tone, is heard. Otherwise, the digits dialed before this signal will not be considered. This will lead to the dialing of a wrong number. So, the calling party or the calling subscriber should ensure that he gets a dial tone before commencing the dialing of the called party number. Suppose if the calling party dials the number of the called party without the commencement, without hearing the dial tone, so there is a very possibility he may dial a wrong number. So he has to dial only after getting the dial tone from the telephone exchange. The dial tone is generally a 33 Hz or 50 Hz or 400 Hz of continuous tone as shown in the figure. So the dial tone is a continuous signal as shown in this figure, and the frequency can be 33 Hz or 500 Hz or 400 Hz. So this is about the dial tone. Then the second signaling tone, which is known as ring tone. So let us try to understand what is ring tone. After dialing the called party number, when the line of the called party is obtained or accessed, the exchange control equipment sends out the ringing current to the telephone set of the called party, which is a familiar double ring pattern. So what is this double ring pattern? Now we will understand. So I have dialed a telephone number with whom I am intending to speak. So his line is free. So then his line is accessed by the telephone switch. Then a ringing current is to be sent to the called party telephone instrument to give a ring so that the bell will operate and makes a sound so that the called party will lift his telephone if he is free. So that is called ringtone. So ringtone should be sent, or the ringing current should be sent to the called party subscriber. It is technically named as double ring pattern. What is this double ring pattern? So here simultaneously you can see this drawing also. So the pattern is like this. It is on for 0.4 seconds. Okay, this one. Then there is a break or off period of 0.2 seconds. Then another 0.4 seconds it is on. This is one ring, double ring, one and second one. This is entire thing is considered as a one double ring. Then there is a space between this double ring and the second double ring and so on. Well, let us go through the contents of the slide. Simultaneously, the control equipment sends out a ringing tone to the calling subscriber, which has a pattern similar to that of the ringing current. In this case, it is called ring back tone. So if the ring is going to the called party, the same condition should be known to the calling subscriber also, that called party is getting ring and he may answer his telephone so that he can speak. So the same tone, the ringing current is sent back to the calling subscriber also for indicating him that the ring is sent to the called party and he may lift his telephone and respond to his call. The two rings of double ring pattern are separated by a time gap of 0.2 seconds and two double ring patterns by a gap of 2 seconds as shown in the figure. So the gap between these two are 0.2 seconds and the gap between these two patterns, this pattern and this pattern, is 2 seconds time. This is fixed about the ring tone or ring back tone. When the calling party gets the same ring tone, it is known as ring back tone. He is getting the ringing current what is sent to the called party as a ring back tone. The ring tone is either, it may be of 400 Hz or 133 Hz. So same thing is summarized here. Frequency can be either 400 or 133 Hz. Double ring pattern 0.4 seconds on, 0.2 seconds off, and then 0.4 seconds on. Gap in between the patterns is 2 seconds. This one is 2 seconds. Then we will study another signaling tone, that is busy tone. So you have dialed a number to speak with called party. So he is busy. At that time you have to get a signal indicating the busy condition of the called party. Let us go through the contents of this slide. After dialing the required number, if the called subscriber or the lines at the exchange are not free to place a call, the calling subscriber is sent a busy tone indicating that the lines or the called subscriber is busy. So this busy tone is received by the calling subscriber when the called party is busy by maybe talking with someone else, or the lines at the exchange are not free to place this call. So the switching equipment is, all the switches or the switching elements are engaged by other calls and no element is free to provide this connection. At that time also a busy tone is sent to the calling subscriber. It indicates the call subscriber is busy. This will come not only in case of when the subscriber is busy, even if the exchange equipment is not free to take or place this call. A busy tone is of 400 Hz signal. So the signaling frequency is 400 Hz with silence period in between. The burst and silence durations have the same value of 0.75 seconds and 0.75 seconds. So if you see, it is on for 0.75 seconds and off for 0.75 seconds, on for 0.75 seconds, off for 0.75 seconds. So the frequency of this tone is 400 Hz and on condition, that is burst condition, is 0.75 seconds. Silence or off time is same 0.75 seconds. This is about busy tone. Next, another signaling condition, that is number unobtainable. So let us study about number unobtainable tone. If the called party is out of order or disconnected, or if an error in the dialing leads to the selection of a spare line. Suppose you have dialed a number, you are trying for your friend, the called party. His telephone is out of order, it is not in working condition, or it got disconnected due to some reason. It may be due to non-payment of the bill or due to some technical reasons like the cable is cut off, or if an error in the dialing, suppose you have not dialed his number properly, you have missed one digit. So in that case also, what happens? So the switching elements takes the calling party to a spare line. So to indicate about the condition that you cannot obtain the called party. Such a situation is indicated using a continuous 400 Hz signal called as number unobtainable tone. The frequency of the NU tone, number unobtainable tone, is a 400 Hz continuous tone. The illustration in the figure shows a continuous 400 Hz signal, NU tone. So here there is no on and off or make or break. It is a continuous 400 Hz signal. Then let us discuss about the other signaling tone, that is routing tone or call in progress tone. When the call is in process, so the calling party should know. So whatever the number he has dialed, the call is in process and ring will be sent to the called party, provided the called party is free. The status of the process of the call is indicated to the calling party by what is known as routing tone or call in progress tone. When a subscriber call is routed through a number of different types of exchanges, one means here the calling party hears different call in progress tones as the call progresses through different exchanges. Such a signal is a 400 Hz or 800 Hz intermittent pattern. The pattern is intermittent pattern. So this signal has different patterns in different systems. Suppose if you have dialed from Vijayawada a telephone number at Bombay, let us assume that Vijayawada telephone exchange is not directly connected to Bombay telephone exchange. Let us assume a situation, the call of Vijayawada calling party to the Bombay subscriber goes via two different exchanges located at Hyderabad and Nagpur. So the process, the call progress from Vijayawada to Hyderabad exchange, from Hyderabad exchange to Nagpur exchange, and from Nagpur exchange to the terminating exchange Bombay. This process, the routing process, should be known to the calling party, which is indicated by the routing tone or call in progress tone. So the signal is of 400 Hz or 800 Hz of intermittent pattern. So you see, it may be 400 or 800 of intermittent. See here, for some time it is on, for some time it is off. So we will study in detail about this. The signal has different patterns in different systems. We have different automatic exchanges. So therefore the signal patterns also are of different nature as far as the routing tone or call in progress tone is concerned. In electromechanical systems, it is usually 800 Hz continuous tone, 800 Hz tone with 50% duty ratio of 0.5 seconds on and 0.5 seconds off period. So in case of electromechanical means Strauger and crossbar, it is on for 0.5 seconds and off for 0.5 seconds. In analog electronic exchanges, it is a 400 Hz pattern with 2.5 seconds on period and 0.5 seconds off period. The same thing is depicted in this picture. Out of these three, one is shown here. So it is a 400 Hz tone with 0.5 seconds gap in between this on period. The on period is 2.5 seconds and the gap is 0.5 seconds. Then once again 2.5 seconds on. In digital exchanges, it is also 400 Hz signal with the on and off periods equal to 0.1 second. It is on for 0.1 second and off for 0.1 second. Further, we will discuss about the routing or call in progress tone. In order to overcome the problem of recognizing the difference in these tones, for those who are not familiar with the telephone signaling and for those who rarely make calls, voice recorded messages were introduced later on. So initially these tones used to come, but subsequently with the development in the field of telecommunications, due to the development in the electronics and also in computing, so the latest exchanges or subsequent developments started giving you some recorded announcements indicating the different conditions. So some announcements you will get. So what is that we will study? The voice recorded messages are like, number one, the dialed number is busy and try after some time or hold the line. When the called party is busy, you may get an announcement from the exchange side to the calling subscriber that the number whatever you have dialed is busy. So you please try after some time or hold the line so that when the called party disconnects, his call can be put through. This is one type of message generally nowadays what we are getting. Please check the number you have dialed. So you have dialed a wrong number. At that time, you may get announcement indicating that please check the number you have dialed. So perhaps you would have dialed a wrong number. So the announcement will be like this: please check the number you have dialed. Then another type, of course, it is related to mobile communication. However, because most of the people, they are familiarized nowadays with mobile communication than when compared to landline communication. This also we will contextually discuss. The number you have dialed is out of coverage area. So suppose in mobile communication, if you make a call to the called party, suppose if he is not in the coverage zone of any one of the base stations covered by the specific service provider, telecom service provider or mobile telecom service provider, So you may get this type of announcement. Of course, it is mainly for mobile communication. The number you have dialed is out of coverage area. So you have to make an attempt after some time. Now we will discuss something about touch-tone dial telephone. Touch-tone dial telephone. What is this? With the introduction of the common control subsystems into the switching exchanges, higher rates of dialing, that is speedy dialing, has become a feasibility. Wrong typing has become a feasibility. So with the introduction of common control subsystems in telecom network, it is possible to dial the called party number at a higher speed. It became possible with the advent of common control subsystems, that is in electronic exchanges. Hence, a new system called the touch-tone dialing was developed in telephony to replace the rotary dial. This rotary dial system we have discussed in our part 1. So new system, that is touch-tone dialing, was evolved. This was considered to benefit the customer with higher speed. So this will help the customer to dial the called party number at a higher speed when compared to rotary dial system or pulse dialing system. The pulse dialing is limited to signaling between subscriber and exchange. So the pulse dialing technique is helpful and useful only for signaling between the subscriber, that is the user, and the telephone exchange only. It is not suitable for signaling in between two subscribers, which is called end-to-end signaling. Suppose I have dialed from Vijayawada, a person in Pittsburgh, all the way in the US. So the signaling between me and the Pittsburgh subscriber, that is the called party, is known as end-to-end signaling. So this end-to-end signaling is not possible with the help of pulse dialing. End-to-end signaling is a desirable feature and is possible only if the signaling is in voice frequency band. We know the voice frequency band is 0.3 to 3.4 kilohertz, so that the signal information can be transmitted to any point in the telephone network to which voice can be transmitted. So if the signaling frequency is in the voice frequency band, that is anywhere between 0.3 to 3.4, you can achieve end-to-end signaling, because suppose if I am speaking with a customer called party in Pittsburgh, so all the way the signaling from my end can reach up to the called party in Pittsburgh, provided the signaling frequency is in voice band, because this voice band is carried from the calling party, that is myself, to the called party in Pittsburgh. So selecting a signaling frequency within the voice band helps end-to-end signaling without any difficulty. Hence, replacing the inconvenience of using rotary dial, which can support pulse dialing only, became a technical necessity to achieve end-to-end dialing. So we have to replace the rotary dial with a suitable signaling technique. To resolve this issue, the touch-tone dial telephone was introduced. So to achieve this objective, a touch-tone dial telephone was introduced in telecom network. The development of touchstone dial tone telephone came around in the year 1950, in and around 950. Sorry, 1950. However, the usage of it started somewhere around 1964. So the practical use of touchstone dial telephone came into existence in the year 1964. So this is how the touchstone dial telephone looks. Most of us nowadays we are seeing this type of telephone. The figure will help you to understand that how the rotary dial is replaced with a push button keyboard where the buttons, if touched to press, the button will generate frequencies related to the number dial. So here instead of this rotary dial assembly, that is rotary dial number plates, so you are replaced with the pushing type of buttons plates. So by pushing whatever the button or the number you want, it will generate, the telephone instrument will generate the frequencies. Please underline the frequency, it is not a single frequency. Each number is represented by two frequencies that we will study in the next slide. So it will generate frequencies. The difficulty of rotation was replaced and a feature of redialing the number was added to this push button keyboard where the dial number is stored until another number is dialed. So there is another facility apart from the difficulty of rotating the telephone dial. Here simply you press the number you want to dial. So that is the easy way. Just press the button. If you want to dial 56, just press followed by 6. Then 56 number is indicated to the telephone system that I want to speak with number 56. And another special feature of this type of telephone instrument is whatever the number you have dialed is stored in the telephone instrument because it got certain memory. By the time there is developments in the electronics, which are the developments are incorporated in telecom network and so in the telephone instrument also. So it is stored in the telephone, what is the number you have dialed. So this will help you. Suppose you have dialed all the way a telephone number with 6 to 7 digits. So the number is busy. So once again you have to dial all the 6 or 7 digits. Instead, they provide one redial button. Of course, in this instrument, we are not observing the redial button, which is generally indicated by R. If you press R, all the 6, 7 digits, whatever you have dialed, will be sent on the line. So you need not dial all the way all these digits. Not only 6 to 7 numbers. Suppose you have made an STD call to, say, Hyderabad. The called party is in Hyderabad. So first what I have to dial? I have to dial the STD code of Hyderabad, which is 040. And in Hyderabad, they adopt 8-digit telephone number. So total number of digits what I have to dial for speaking with one of the subscribers or my called party in Hyderabad is totally 11. 040 followed by 8 digits of his telephone number. So suppose that number is engaged, then I want to make another attempt after say for 5 minutes to check whether he is free so that I can talk to him. If I press the redial button, all the 11 digits are sent on the line and you will be connected to the called party in Hyderabad, provided he is not busy or his telephone is not out of order. So that is the beauty of touch-tone dial telephone, because memory is introduced in the telephone instrument. Further, we will study about how does the touch-tone dial telephone operates. The press here, you can see this push button is indicated with 4 rows and 3 columns, each row represented by a frequency in hertz. See, like this, and each column also represented by another frequency, like this. We will study one by one. The press of the button on the touch-tone dial telephone indicates that the number is dialed using certain frequencies. So if I have dialed 6, so it indicates the set of 2 frequencies. One is this row, if you can see, 6 is represented by 770 hertz. On the vertical line, 6 is indicated by 1477. These 2 frequencies, 770 and 1477 hertz, they together indicate that the dial number is 6. Further we will discuss. Touching or light pressing. You need not press heavily. Just touching or light pressing of a number generates a tone which is a combination of 2 frequencies, that what I have told. One from the lower band and the other from the upper band. This is the lower band frequencies. The rows are indicated by the frequencies in the lower band when compared to the frequencies in the vertical lines, that is called upper band. So all these frequencies are below the frequencies of these vertical lines. For example, by pressing the button 9, 2 frequencies such as 852 Hz in the lower frequency and 1477 Hz in the upper frequency are produced. The design of touch-tone dialing producing 2 frequencies is as shown in the figure. Okay. Suppose I have pressed 9. I wanted to dial 9, so I have pressed 9. By pressing 9, the telephone instrument produces 2 frequencies. The first frequency is in the lower band, which is equal to 852. So this entire row represents 852. Then if you see on the vertical column side, so it is represented by 1477. When I press, so 2 frequencies are generated. One is 852, other one is 1477. The lower band frequencies are shown in horizontal lines and higher band frequencies in vertical lines for representation purpose and easy understanding. Now, touch-tone dial telephone is also known as DTMF. What is this DTMF and all? We will try to understand in this slide. It has 2 frequencies, one being higher and the other being lower, are transmitted at the same time in the touch-tone dialing technique. It is called dual tone multi-frequency dialing. So whenever you are pressing a digit, two frequencies are generated. So for 9 we have seen the frequencies generated are in the lower band 852 and upper band 1477. So that's why it is called dual tone. Two tones are produced. Then it is also known as dual tone multi-frequency. You have multi-frequencies. How many frequencies you are having here totally? 4 in the rows, 3 in the columns. Out of 9 frequencies, 2 frequencies are selected for each and every digit. It is unique. So that's why it is known as dual tone multi-frequency dialing. Out of the, this is 4, this is 3, 7 frequencies, 2 frequencies are selected for each and every digit. Okay, so that is why it is known as dual tone. Among the multi frequencies, out of the 7 frequencies, 2 frequencies we are selecting. This one example. The 2 signals produced are for a duration of 100 milliseconds. The duration is the signal, the frequencies are produced for a period of 100 milliseconds, which are selected by the key pressed from the matrix as shown in the figure. That's what we have discussed. Suppose if I press 8, so 852 and 1336 are generated. Each key is uniquely referenced by selecting one of the 4 lower band frequencies associated with the matrix rows and coupled with selecting one of the 3 higher band frequencies associated with the matrix column. So 4 rows of the matrix and 3 columns of the matrix. 4 rows, 3 columns. So accordingly, 2 frequencies are selected depending upon the digit you are dialing or the number you are selecting for pressing. So it is known as DTMF, dual tone multi-frequency dialing system. So here further I have explained with the help of one example. Let us consider subscriber A calling party whose number is 249959 intends to make a call to subscriber B, that is called party, whose number is 2539999. So I have taken one example. So this calling party has to dial the number of the called party whose number is 2539999. The calling party presses the buttons 2, 5, 3, okay, 9, 9, another 9 is missing. It is a typo error in sequence. So he has to dial all the 7 digits of the called party. They are represented by 2, 5, 3, 9, 9, 9, another 9. Digit 2, first we are pressing 2. Digit 2 produces 697 hertz and 1366 hertz. So 2 you have pressed. So 2 is represented by 697 and 1336. Then you have to dial 5. 5 here you see it is represented by 770 and 1336. Then he dials the third digit. The third digit is 3. Digit 3 produces, where is 3? Here. So 697 and 1477. And the last digit is 9, 4th 9, which I did not type here by mistake. So then 9, if I press the last digit, that is the 7th digit, so it produces 852 and 1477. So then a ringing current is sent to this called party. So then when the called party answers, this calling party can speak with the called party. The sequence of frequencies are generated by the calling party, here another typo error, party telephone, and sent from calling party on the telephone line up to the exchange. So the frequencies are generated or produced in the telephone instrument, that the required electronic circuit is incorporated in the touchtone dial telephone. So it produces the frequency and they are sent on the telephone line, that is the line existing, copper line existing between the user and the telephone exchange. Then depending upon the number you have dialed, the exchange decodes the called party number and sends a ringing tone to the called party subscriber and ringback tone to the calling subscriber. Suppose this number, calling party has dialed this number. So the exchange deciphers or senses the digits dialed by the calling party as 253999, and accordingly it sends a ring on the telephone line of the called party represented by 2539999. So a ring goes to the called party, and as we already studied, the ringback tone comes to the calling party, that is 249959, so that the calling party can understand that ring is going to the called party. Otherwise, if he is busy, you will get busy tone. So that is how the DTMF works. So this is my YouTube channel. You can subscribe if you like my videos. Thank you for listening to my lecture.